So you are brand new and you just decided that I'm going to do this real estate thing, but how do I find my first property? How do I analyze the first property? How am I going to make this work? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today on Chapman True. So come on, join us. Let's go ahead and dive on in. Today we're going to talk about how to find and analyze that very first deal, how to look for properties, how to get that first property. Let's go ahead and talk about the steps that it takes in order to do that for a beginner, like probably you.
Me?
So first step of how to find and analyze your very first property. What would be that first step if you were just diving into it for the first time?
First, it's defining what kind of properties you want to renovate and where, what state, which town, which city. You can even get down to what specific neighborhoods that you want to buy and flip homes in.
So step one is going to be studying your market. Whether it's your home market, which is, I think, a good idea to do, is go in and you study your home market in order to understand the different neighborhoods, the different price points of all these different areas, so that you can take that and branch that out if you decide to buy a property in a different area. But as long as you learn your own neighborhood and your own area, then you have learned the process, which will help you take that to a different level.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to dive into step number 2. But if you want to get more details, check us out in a longer form video that'll help you really get into the details of how to do these kind of things. So what would be step number 2 after you've studied your market and figured out what type of property that you want to get?
It's finding the property. That's the next step. You got to find it. You got to go out there. You got to go fishing. You got to reel that bad boy in.
And how are you going to find these properties? If I don't have a lot of money right now, I'm just getting started, what are some things that you would do?
There are a lot of ways. You can go to wholesalers. You can find an agent to send you listings from the MLS in your specific area that you want to invest in. You can look up Zillow and Redfin, which are two of our personal favorites. We love that we can just go on there and skim and see what's happening and get a better idea of the markets. You can also drive around neighborhoods and see if there's any distressed properties or for sale by owner signs and give them a call.
So those are some free ways to go ahead and get properties. And there's tons of other ways out there if you want to spend the money on it. So after you figured out where to look for a property and you found the one that you think is going to be the one, I think this one is going to be the one, what would be the next step?
You need to analyze it. So if you see something that looks like it might be a good property, might be a good fit for your next flip, you need to sit down and you need to analyze it. You need to crunch the numbers.
And crunching the numbers can sound a little intimidating to somebody just getting into it to understand the different numbers, but that's why there's tools like YouTube and channels like ours and other channels that go into detail about how to do certain things, like make the scope of work, find out your rehab budget, some of the hidden costs, some of the fees that go along with hard money lenders and private money lenders and different things like that. You can check that out in some of our other videos and kind of learn before you go and get that very first property. So after you crunch your numbers, it's time to make the next step, which would be the very important step in this process, which is what?
Actually taking the step and doing it. So once you've done all your analysis, you've crunched your numbers, you've ran them 3, 4, 5 different ways, you really know that this is going to be a good deal, then you want to lock it up. Just take that step and get it done.
So the last and final step when it comes to how to find and analyze your properties is making that decision on which one is for you. And like I said before, this is just a quick overview about the steps of getting into your very first property. But if you want to get into more detail, please check out our other video where we go a lot deeper into the process and even just these 4 steps right here. Hopefully that gives you a quick summary of how to find, analyze, and take action on your first deal. But it's going to take getting into a little more detail, so check us out in a longer form video that'll tell you exactly how we went about our process and kind of just walk you through it. So thank you guys very much for hanging out with Chapman True again. We will see you guys next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, do all those things, and check us out on our longer form content to get more into the nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty.
No, don't do that.